Hey YouTube, what's happening? Yeah, long time no see. It's been quite a while since I've done a video update, and I just wanted to quickly get some things out of the way and let you guys know how I've been doing. I feel great, better than ever. A couple weeks ago I was down in Lansing at the MSU Pediatrics and Subspecialties office, which is across the street from Sparrow, where I was treated for Wilms tumor. And I met up with Dr. Scott, my pediatric oncologist. He's still in Lansing. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, quite frankly. He'll be in Lansing forever. So I met him. I got to see him again, rather. And I had some questions, and he had some answers. In fact, he had the original yellow folder from all the way back in the 80s, and I was really impressed because when I called Sparrow, they told me that they only go back 25 years. And my battle was 28 years ago. By the way, I was diagnosed on March 2nd of 1989. I was 2.5 years old. So I had some questions. Dr. Scott had written them all down, the questions and the answers. He was actually answering me as I asked them. He was answering the questions before he even got the answers written down on the piece of paper. But it was great to see him again, and I got all those questions and answers in writing, and it was a wonderful visit. I took Jared Bear with me. He says, "Oh my gosh, you still got that?" I most certainly do. When he come walking in the room, he says, "Oh my God," he says, well, Mr. Jared Fuller," and he shook my hand. I said, "Dr. Scott," and he says, "You remember who I am?" And I said, "Well, of course I do. I don't forget a name or a face of the person who saved my life." And he says, good, and he kind of just shook his head and smiled, and it made him feel good. And he's a wonderful man. I love him. I respect him. And we go back. Dr. Scott and I, we go back a long time. I didn't have McDonald's French fries for him because we used to bring him McDonald's French fries when he worked over in East Lansing at the MSU clinic. We used to bring him French fries. He just loves French fries. But anyway, so yeah, and with all that information I got from that specific visit, from that appointment, I decided to put those questions, or the information, into my latest video called "I'm a Pediatric Cancer Survivor with Wilms Tumor in parentheses," and that's where I got the information. Dr. Scott had all of this stuff. The folder, I mean the original folder from the 80s, I thought he had discarded it. I thought he'd gotten rid of it. Not the case. It was really a pivotal moment for me. I'm trying not to get emotional here. I mean, the paper was like that thick. And I had seen some papers that my mom and dad had signed. They were consent forms to give me my vincristine and actinomycin. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I think it's adriamycin. They call it the Red Devil. Yeah, I had like 3 chemotherapies, and I had radiation, specifically where the kidney was removed, my right kidney. So technically I am 28 years cancer-free, but I'm thinking, and I say 29 as a ballpark because I'm thinking in 1988 I had the cancer. And then it wasn't until early 1989 when I was officially diagnosed, and I had the surgery in March of '89. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Could be wrong, but I go with 1988 as a ballpark. So I'm thinking that's when like late 1988 was when it was growing inside of me, and nobody knew about it. So some good information there. A friend of mine from Chesaning, really sweet friend of mine, we're going to be partnering up sometime in April. We're planning a fundraiser in Chesaning, in our local town. And what we want to do is like kind of like a walk. We want to plan it during warm weather, and we have to get an okay from village council and some of the other people in charge, like on the board, the board of trustees or whoever's in charge of all that stuff. We want to do a walk, and we want to raise money. Of course, I'm a pediatric cancer survivor, and my friend from Chesaning has lupus. So all the money we raise in this fundraiser, half of it will go to cancer research, and the other half will go to lupus research. We're going to split the money and send it to an organization or a foundation where they do research on specific areas. But pediatric cancer, there's a wide array of different kinds of cancer. So I'm really not sure. I haven't decided on who or what I would send my half of the funds to. I can't think of any right off, but I'm sure when the time comes, or by that time, I will have made up my mind, and I will have I'll have a decision made. I'm not real sure on lupus organizations, if there are any. I'm sure there are. There would have to be. I'm almost certain. But yeah, that's coming up. Last month was really great, February. I went to Port Huron, Michigan to visit with a WILMS warrior. Her name is Lily. They're from Pennsylvania. They drove to Port Huron from Pennsylvania. And I drove all the way to Port Huron, due east on I-69. Furnace kicked on. And it was a wonderful visit. We had some pictures taken together, and Lily had made a little goodie bag for me. It had pencils, and it had this white bracelet that you see I'm wearing. This is because kids can't fight cancer alone. And the blue ribbon is from a benefit dinner I went to in February for a little boy named Buddy Boy. His name is Braden Miller. We all call him Buddy Boy. He's got an inoperable brain tumor. It's called DIPG. A lot of people have never heard of DIPG. It is essential that DIPG gets out there, that everybody knows about this. It is a very deadly disease. DIPG gets little to no funding at all whatsoever in the federal budget, and there have been no known cases of survival from DIPG. Google this information. Do your research. DIPG. I got to meet Buddy Boy, by the way, and he's a very sweet kid. His family is beautiful. I love them all. And I was so happy, I was so honored to get to meet Buddy Boy and his family, and I wish them all the best. So, a couple of other things I wanted to get out of the way. I've been invited to Colorado to hang out with another one of my warrior brothers. This kid's mom and I, we talk on the phone almost regularly, quite a bit. Yeah, we keep in touch via cell phone. And I have also been invited to New York, if I can speak. New York. So this family, and I didn't ask them to do this, but the family from New York, they said, well, when we get our taxes, we're going to send you some money. And I told them, I'll pay you back every red cent. And they said, no, we don't want you to pay us back. You're our family. Yeah, it's really sweet of them to do that. No one's ever done that for me before, and it's really nice of them to do that. And if they're watching, thank you. I love you guys. So yeah, that's what's going on. As for me, I'm doing okay. I recently had to see a pulmonologist, a sleep doctor in Saginaw. Of course, my sleep schedules are all out of whack, and as a matter of fact, it's like going on 5 o'clock, or it's after 5 o'clock in the morning right now. And I'm supposed to be recording all the times I get up, the times I go to bed, the meals, the snacks, dinners, drinks, all that stuff. I think I'm not doing it right. There's a certain specific way you have to do it, and I'm not doing it right, I don't think. But when that's done, I have to probably have a sleep study done. I'm going to have stickers on my head, and they're going to have me all wired up, and I'll have to take a medicine that'll put me to sleep. I'll have to get blood drawn to have my thyroid checked, and so yeah, that's the only thing that's really going on. But other than that, I mean, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there, and you know, I'm just rolling with the punches. I've had people block me and delete me. Just to make a long story short, there's a guy out there who calls himself an advocate, and I'm against him for the things that he's said and done, and the people who bow down and kiss this guy's feet are not happy with me. Oh well. You know, oh well. They'll see the light soon enough. But I gotta focus on me, and I gotta focus on the people who love me as much as I love them, and that's what I'm here for. And I'll always be here for my friends and my family, always. So I'm trying to think of anything else going on. Not a lot. Just kind of hanging out. Still writing poetry, still making the bird shirts. It's just been a while since I've updated my YouTube channel, and I do apologize for that. I've added poem videos, several poem videos, and I'll continue to write poetry. I love poetry. It's something that I think I'm very good at. I have confidence in my poetry, and I've had a lot of wonderful reviews for my poems. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing okay, and I'm keeping my head above water, and you know, I have my good days and bad days just like anybody else. I have moments where I'm at the top of the world, and then I have days where I'm just down and out and depressed and just out with the blues. And as I always say, sometimes you have to allow yourself to collapse and shatter to pieces so you can rebuild again. And rebuilding again is a sign of strength. So even on days when I'm just feeling down and out, and I'm in a funk, I just, you know, I'll be okay. I just have to rebuild myself. I have to remind myself that I do matter to people. I am loved by people, and I'm gonna have people who are against me, but I think there's more people in the world who actually love me than there are people who are against me, and I can live with that. You know, I'm not everybody's best fit. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but sometimes I do speak the truth on a lot of things, and there's people out there who just don't like it. They can't handle truth. And Facebook is a sandbox. It's breeding ground for people who just want to believe everything they're told. I've noticed this a lot. Well, you know, there's 50 people who are saying the same thing, or 500 people who are saying the same thing, or they all come up with different stories that lead back to the same conclusion. And my thing is, if you're making the claim, how about you demonstrate the evidence for your claim? Yeah, there are some things I said in private messages, and I know what I said, and there's people who try to twist my words around. In fact, I was even banned from a page because I was accused of leaving inappropriate comments on it, which is also not true. I've never left any inappropriate comments on any page. Mind you, this is a page regarding pediatric cancer. Now, everybody knows that I raise awareness to pediatric cancer, and my question is, why would I do such a thing to sabotage raising awareness? Why would I do that? It makes no sense. Why would anybody think that I would do something so stupid to ruin it when I've come so far and I've worked so hard to earn people's trust, to have their friendship, Why would I purposely put my name in jeopardy and put my friendships and my relationships and my connections in jeopardy? Why would I do that? It makes no sense. But people on social media, a lot of people are just, and I'm not trying to be mean about this when I say this, but some people on social media are flat out idiots, and they believe everything they see, they believe everything they're told, and that's just the way it is. You know, ignorance prevails. And I'm hoping one day that they'll come to their senses and say, you know, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't sound right that Jared would do a thing like that, because we know better. We know Jared better than that. And they should. But when you're being accused of doing things, and here's the thing, it's the page administrator, I held his feet to the fire. And I said, well, you're saying that I said something inappropriate, and I'm asking you to demonstrate what it was that I said that was inappropriate, or what you deem as inappropriate. He couldn't do it. What does he do? He blocks me after I held his feet to the fire. So right there, that tells me that he's a liar. But he's got to live with that, not me, because I know that I didn't do what he said I did. So, yeah, whatever. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling on here. I just wanted to let you know that I am still here. I'm still alive and kicking. I'm doing great. I'm trying to stay productive, and I'm wearing my bracelets. And the yellow one that you see is Children's Miracle Network Hospital's Miracle Maker wristband. Oh yeah, that was something else I did last month too. I was at the Hurley Children's Hospital in Flint. We had what's called a radiothon, and for the first time ever in my life, I answered telephones, and I was writing down pledges, and I had so much fun, and I did it for both days. It was on a Thursday and a Friday. The first day that I was there, I stayed up all night. Didn't get a drop of sleep, took a nice bath, left home about 4:45, got to Flint around 6 o'clock when the radiothon started, and they weren't expecting me. They were flabbergasted. Oh my God, Jared, what are you doing here? I'm here to help. Put me to work. What do I do? And I volunteered my time, Thursday and Friday, that Thursday and Friday, and between those 2 days we raised $56,756. Woohoo! And every penny stays at Hurley. It helps the children at Hurley, and I had a wonderful time. So guys, that's all I wanted to say. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Peace out from Michigan, and take care of yourselves.